Hi there, Laura. Thanks for opting into the video critique. Unfortunately, I've handed out all of my tickets to Bali already to my other sections, so you'll have to just take the video critique instead, it looks like. So maybe another class will be offering you round trip tickets to Bali as Christmas presents. But it looks like your ad is off to a good start in your slide presentation as well. I like the red with the blue. It feels like it's kind of jumping off point from your ad, which is good. There's a good amount of white space. I will say my designer brain is really wanting the top of this word and the bottom of these words to be aligned with your logo over here. So remember that important principle of alignment. Here's a great opportunity to make a slight change that'll make this look even more professional. Imagine this line, this horizontal line running all the way across your page, and this horizontal line running all the way across the page, and then fit longer days ad campaign inside of that. Okay, now it doesn't necessarily have to be the bottom of the P and the bottom of the G, but at least the bottom of your other letters that don't go underneath that line. Yeah, could have a really nice opportunity to have those lined up, and that'll help this portion feel really nice and tidy and organized very well. Okay, so down here, I want to remind you, please try to always avoid putting a stroke on a shape, especially avoid putting a black stroke on a shape. It's instantly going to make any kind of design look like a 1980s newsletter, so we want to avoid that. Another thing is see how your letters are on the very edge of your shape. This is called a tangent when you have two different elements that are different, but they end at the exact same place. We want to avoid that as well. It's a little bit visually confusing for the eye to have one thing end and another thing end if they are unrelated at the exact same line. So instead you'll add a little bit more space, maybe half a letter width between where your letter ends and your shape ends. Over here is a good example of that. From the top is mostly okay. Maybe a little bit more space would be good, but down here on the bottom and on your left-hand side, you need to add in that additional space. Sometimes people insert a text box and then fill it, and it will create a problem like that. Instead, I would recommend creating a shape and then creating a text box separately with a clear background. Then you can move around your words without having your words and your shape connected to each other. Okay. Besides that, this looks good. Remove the stroke, fix that same thing there. Remove the stroke, and this page will look great as well. This looks good. I like the sizing of your type. It's nice and small, smaller than this, which is good as well. Your draw over looks good. Talking about your typography. I would probably move this line a little bit for that exact same reason I mentioned earlier. Move over just a little bit so it's not right kind of matching up with the strong W line in the background, okay? Be sure to turn off your hyphens. Same as working in InDesign, you always want to have those turned off for any professional production. This is looking good. I like your draw over down here. Okay, new ad. Ooh. Okay, we hike longer. I'm just gonna look at this real quick. We explore longer. Good. Okay, I like your image in the background. That's really nice. Logo placement. This portion on theirs feels a little less assertive, so maybe you could go that route. Maybe you could just have the one line be assertive up here, and then have the next line be smaller type and not all caps. That will help it feel a little bit more. And then they have a pretty extreme italic for hike. So I would definitely make sure you have this portion italicized. Choose a font that you can have that extreme slant so it'll feel even more like this, okay? And I feel like perhaps longer is a little bit further away from explore than it is in theirs. We hike longer. We explore longer. Or maybe it's because the placement here. See how we, the bottom of it, and EX the spacing, and then how it's more intense over here. There's more space. So try to kind of line those up so it feels like a fluid sentence. It doesn't feel like we explore longer. It feels like we explore longer because the spacing is the same between the words, okay? But yeah, that italic is the only thing that's really throwing me a little bit, and then just making this not as aggressive so it doesn't compete as much visually with your slogan. You want your slogan to pop out, and then remember your 1 to 2 sentences of body copy can kind of go in the background. And actually, you didn't have to find an ad that had body copy, but since you did, you really want to mimic this feeling on theirs. Okay? So, oh, and then it keeps on going. Let me look at the other ones. Consistencies. Great. Love ending with the logo, big logo on the last page. So you're off to a really good start. Just keep on working on those things and you'll have a really, really solid slide presentation. Okay, thanks so much.